It's so good, it's so good, it's so nice. Let's have some fun.
Hey. So, yeah.
How far you want me to go?
Get right up. Alright, hey.
What up, though?
You gotta do the hey.
Hey.
No early mornings,
So I'm gonna edit it. Ready?
Hey.
I ain't gonna edit it. All this gonna be on there. But check this out. This is after 20 years.
20 years of what?
20. I've been doing gospel kingdom music for 20 years. I've been doing music for 20 years.
No, you know, you said the kingdom music
Kingdom
for 20
music for 20
years.
years. Music. When I
Feel like
started,
we running into each other.
1990. I started doing music, period, in 1997. In 1997, I think. 96, probably 96. Yeah, 96. Okay, so
6. Where?
so after 20 years, I'm releasing my single. What's the name of the single? What's the name of the single?
Memory Lane.
Memory Lane.
Take a trip
Down memory lane.
I took a trip
Down memory lane, y'all. I won't change a thing. Hey.
I wrote it.
She wrote the hook. She my ghostwriter. She my ghostwriter, y'all.
Hey, get it?
Hey, get at her. Get at her. You want some, if your bars are sucking and you need them to unsuck, she's the musical plumber.
That
Sounds what? Like you know your gift. You know what you're walking in.
yeah, that part.
Okay, so background on the so it's coming out April the 12th. So April the 12th, Mixed Bag gonna be actually releasing that boy. So April the 12th,
April the 12th.
Memory Lane.
April the 12th. Memory Lane.
So what was your introduction into music? Into as
My
far
daddy.
as okay, not that kind of music.
Oh,
So like you did me.
you know
not
we
that
start.
type of, not
no,
that
you
as far as,
start
as far as
like,
rap, gospel
You
rap,
said introduction.
gospel rap.
So I came in a season in my life where I was listening to everything.
No,
Like,
give you buck.
no, give you book. I was listening to Tupac. I was listening to Outkast. I was listening to.
I heard you the reason that your
I used to listen to
I heard you the reason that your nephew got stuck on that Tupac stuff. Was that true? Your reason he
Yeah.
started listening to you were big. You was an influencer.
I am an influencer. That's why you got to be careful not be careful, but you got to be mindful of understanding that you have influence and the kind of influence you have. But anyway, yeah, so my nephew, he was a kid, little boy, and I used to,
Yeah, big boy now.
I used to listen to a whole bunch of hood rap. And so he picked it up
He picked it up.
and he liked it.
Okay, so let's go into you working at a gospel station, gospel radio station. Let's start right there.
Yeah, that's what we doing.
Yeah, you working at a gospel radio station.
No, I had to get rid of all of. I felt a conviction at this point in time. Then I went back to it.
So you got rid of your music and then you went back to it?
Yeah.
So what you did, you just burnt them? You got rid of the original but you burnt the backup? Then you went
No.
back? How you did that?
I threw it away.
And then you went back in the garbage can?
No,
How you got it back?
I started listening to it for a while.
Cause back then that's when 8 tracks and stuff, when y'all was not 8 tracks, what you call it?
What you talking about? CDs, cassette players?
CDs, cassette players. Okay, so y'all listening to CDs.
Yeah, this is an interesting walk outside.
And this time we don't usually do. So
We ain't did it in a minute.
okay, so
I got to.
you got rid of it.
Yeah.
You went back to it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's fast forward. I've been trying to fast. You wouldn't keep going back. I'm trying to go. You at the radio station.
Okay, so I'm at the radio station, and we got a segment at the radio station called "Trash to Keep It" at the gospel radio station.
Very interesting.
It was called "Trash to Keep
So
It."
how do that work?
It it didn't go well at first in terms of our attitude. Like, because we were telling people this ain't your calling, this ain't your anointing. So
This after they played your song, but
yeah,
they'll let you know if they kept it or trashed it. They'll say it's not your calling. If you like, you probably need to join the Ursha board and just leave music alone. Or I think the nursing guild have a spot available.
Like he loved telling this story.
Yes.
He loved
I love it.
telling this story.
Because they played
he in the story.
Because
he
why would I
liked
tell a story ain't a part of?
He liked to tell the story, and then cause he a part of the story.
Okay, I ripped my part.
So the people that I was working at the radio station with, the host, the main host, he had went out and he was networking and he found music. Well, he found my husband.
Oh, so okay.
He was giving my husband CD or something like that. I don't know how he got it, but anyway.
I think my manager at the time gave him the music.
Okay.
And the song was what?
Unequally yoked.
I believe she don't believe, so we not equally yoked. Bitch in church or Bible study, she gon' play this show. If you praying for me, you need to be more specific. Cause you might get what you pray for, not so terrific. I believe she don't believe, so we not equally yoked. Bitch in church or Bible study.
If you're praying for a mate, you need to be more specific. Cause you might get what you pray for, not so terrific. Hey, we just ran into somebody the other day.
Oh.
And this is why I'm back on the scene for real with this music. This really blessed me.
Tell them how it happened.
Tell them how it happened.
Okay, we were leaving out the bank.
Leaving the bank.
Headed to the car, and I hear a horn. Boop boop. Reddy didn't hear the horn.
Leaving from the bank. Now we on this side of town is different side of town.
You ain't just, if you hear somebody blowing at you, if you hear somebody blowing, they know you. So I was like, that must be somebody that know you. And so we walk into the car. And so we get in the car, and when we back out, I see this young man. He done parked his truck in the turning lane, and he running in the middle of traffic.
And I don't see him.
2-hour car.
Yes, I don't see him.
He running. So I was like, he's zigzagging. He done ran across the street.
He like, when I see him, he jumping like this.
And so he get to the car.
Well, but right before he get to the car, right when he get into the car, I'm about to pull off.
He's so excited.
And I'm about to pull off.
Show him how you was looking though.
I'm looking like, who it is? Because he jumping up and down. Big black guy. Coming at the vehicle. I'm leaving the bank. I'm not even, because the thing is, I'm not in the hood. It's a neighbor in front of this hood, so this is a different type of sound. You don't get. And so I look and I'm about to pull off, and he looking at me like, you finna pull off? But I heard when he was
like,
so I heard him.
So the window up.
Window up, and I hear him through the window saying,
wait a second. Amped up. He danced. Jesus got me amped up. Jesus got me amped up. He dancing.
He dancing. So
I
I stopped.
said, roll the window down.
So she called his name out.
Yeah.
And
he said, I've been thinking about you for the past year. He said, and I just thought about you yesterday. So this was Monday, and it was Sunday. He was like, I was just thinking about you Sunday. He was like, a Christian rap artist had came to the church, and he was talking and stuff, and he was one of the kids when we were like in student ministry. So he was like a kid.
So how old is he? How old is he now?
32 now.
32.
He's 32. And so he was like, he said, I remember, he was like, I've been in situations and and I heard your lyrics come to my head. He said, I believe she don't believe, so
we
that's
not equally.
And he said, I get up and walk out.
And said, I wasn't opening the Bible.
I ain't had no Bible.
I ain't had no Bible to open, but your lyrics from back then when I was a child
were coming in my head.
While I'm a grown man now, I was almost crying. I was like trying to hold it together. Just to see how the lyrics God gave me that song. And when I wrote that song, when the Holy Spirit used me to write that song, I didn't know if anybody had been in a relationship like that. Those specific things I was talking about, I had been in unequally yoked relationships, but those situations that I was explaining was not personal situations that I've been through. And somebody else one time had said something about they had a friend that went through those exact things. So it's like the Holy Spirit just had me. He wrote that song because he knew people was gonna register. And I wrote that song. It was 2004 when I wrote An Equally Yoked. Minister to the youth and get them equally yoked. Now it's playing on the radio. While she was at the station though.
I ain't never lying.
That's Crush on You, baby.
I know it's Crush
But on Crush on You song, I'm talking about the Equally Yoked song that I wrote.
Yeah, you are.
Oh man.
That's the song that we played on Trash It and Keep It. Now mind you, back in the 90s.
I like how you brought that thing back. Come on.
Okay, so mind you, early 2000s. Back in the early 2000s, he had he didn't have a picture of him on the CD cover.
Nope.
So I didn't see who he was. So when we played his song on the when he played his song at the Trash It and Keep It thing, I was like, who is Red Daddy?
Who's wanna know who Red Daddy
Who
was?
Red Daddy is? I like what Red Daddy was talking about. Because I hadn't heard no artist talking about being in a relationship like that. So really, I just thought about it since we've been talking. That was the seed that God planted in my heart for you.
Huh.
Because I was like, I want to meet Red Daddy. And so, but for that young man to drive, he ran in the middle of the street with so much excitement to see Reddy, who had been on his heart, whose music had touched his life, and he was making decisions, getting out of bad decisions based off of the lyrics from them songs.
So that right there did something to me. So right now we do a lot of ministry through business right now. But this music thing just I ain't been able to just escape it for real. And I have still did like a music count every year. Probably just didn't do it last year. So I have did a music count every year. I never stopped doing music. Even released it, I want to say that was 2020, 2022 when I released Options or Options and what's the other song? We got Options, I got Options, On Now Yada. So
yeah, it's been a minute.
So I did that probably 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So now with him doing that, I appreciate you, man, for just coming up to the car that day, being bold enough to park in the middle of the road.
He parked in the turning lane.
In the turning lane and have a conversation with us that lasted probably 10 minutes.
Yep.
And the car in the middle, people going on this side, he in the turning lane.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good.
And it wasn't no coincidence because we weren't even going to that location before we went to that location. My husband was like, you want to go to this location? He asked me like a couple of times. I was like, yeah, I don't mind. We go to that location. So we had to be at that location.
At that time.
For him to see us walking out the bank.
To walk out the, and then for example, while we was in the bank, the lady, wow, I'm just thinking about this. Wow, I ain't gonna tell you this. So the lady asked, did we want some water?
Yes, and I did.
She said she did. I'm thinking like, man, so the lady got up, had to go and get water. I'm like, man, now we finna be here longer because you want water.
I was thirsty.
Drink your slop. But I was like, but she went and got the water, but it needed to happen because if she did not get that water, we would have been finished earlier and would not have ran into him. Yep. So how God be orchestrating stuff with her thirsty throat. God allow her throat to be thirsty.
It look like yours wet.
Mine wet right now. She was thirsty, but not that type of thirsty. But so okay, so God put that seed in you that equally yoked as far as to
desire to know who you were.
To know who I was. Okay, so they end up she came to a show. And when she came to the show, actually that show she came to, I was not performing Unequally Yoked that night. But when I saw her out there, I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do that thing.
You lying, that's cap.
What happened?
I probably asked you to do it.
Yeah, so I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
It ain't like you just saw me and you was gonna do the song.
No, we had a conversation and I went ahead and did the song. Yeah. Okay.
You trying to flex like.
No, I ain't trying to flex at all. And so we releasing Memory Lane. We releasing Memory Lane, but just a history of 20 years of doing this kingdom music. 20-year anniversary, releasing a single on April the 12th. We're releasing the EP on the 30th. So Memory Lane and EP, and Memory Lane's like one of them fun songs, man. This like gonna be the summertime. This the new summertime. We can remove the old summertime, and this is the new summertime song. This is the new summertime classic. I ain't named with it. I ain't named no artist and no song. Just saying this is the new summer. Whatever it was probably several songs that was but this right here, Memory Lane, man. When you listen to, you gonna think about just family reunions. You're gonna think about just going over to grandma's house, looking in the picture book. You looking at while you never was. I don't know, it just become how I got into music. Like that's how she was doing the radio station and different stuff like that. I got into the music. My grandfather passed away, and I heard God just speaking to me, and what I heard was the music that you making, is it helping or hurting? Is it helping or hurting? And I couldn't name one thing that I was helping with in the music. I'm out there fighting what I'm hearing, what I feel God telling me. I'm like, man, I ain't talking about no killing. I ain't talking about no stealing. So God just was showing me that whatever you're doing, if you're not helping people, you automatically hurting them. There's no in between. And so that day I switched up and I started doing kingdom music. I started doing kingdom music. That was in 2004. I started going hard for God. I started going hard 2004.
Y'all, let me tell y'all. So when we this man had props and people doing skits and everything in his events. So for Unequally Yoked, he had a table with a red tablecloth. He had some roses. He had a box of candy that had been eaten out of. I want no more candy no more. He had like a wedding. He had like a ring box.
He had actors, people playing out the part. Shout out to J.P.
He had, hey J.P., that's how I got son. He had a sofa that he was
I had a sofa that I carry around to the, I wonder where that sofa, it let out. I just thought about it. We had props.
He had props. This was in 2004.
This was in 2004. It was like do a live music video. That's how my mindset was. When I'm performing this, let's do a live music video while I'm performing.
Yeah.
Oh man. And so it's like I had to learn that my gift was, well, let me go back. My gift was, I thought my gift was rapping. Ooh, I like that. That was the title. This is gonna be, I thought my gift was rapping. Ooh, okay. So I'm happy about it. So so I started going hard for God. But when he told me to do, when I knew I was supposed to do it, I didn't know an example of who's out there. Cause the rap that I heard that was doing it for God, it really didn't match up with like what I felt like my style was at all. It was like, I'm like, eh. And so I'm headed to church and I hear Ania's Caress song on the radio. Ania's Caress. Ania's Caress going hard.
Yep, R.I.P.
Ready to walk back?
I'm straight.
Okay, so then when I get to church, I want to say my cousin gave me his CD. When I heard, I'm like, man, I think his song it was on 95.7 Gospel Jam. I heard Ania's song playing. I think that's the radio station I heard on. If it went here, I wonder was y'all playing it? Y'all playing Ania's on y'all radio station?
Yeah.
It was one radio station. So I heard that and I'm like, man.
Oh, we was on an AM.
That was on AM.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on AM. AM, baby, AM.
Shout out.
What that stand for? Amazing movement. I don't know. What that stand for? Almighty. Okay. AM like morning time AM? Or PM?
Anyway.
Okay. Now, so I ended up meeting these Chris, and he was the first person to open up the platform and allow me to actually minister, like at a show he was doing. So he was the first person that ever allowed me to perform on anything that he was doing. Like, so we networking with him and we doing different shows with him, and it was we looking around like, hey, what that sound come from? Hey, what the, we need to head back.
Take the camera off that thing and get hit with it.
She wanted me to use my camera for a weapon.
And do.
And do. We'll get another one.
Not the camera. We take the camera off.
Oh, take the camera off. Okay, we ain't gonna hit it with the camera. All right.
No.
So just seeing how a lot of artists will come and they'll feel like they deserve the position. And me serving,
Open it up.
open it up. Like, so when artists will come like, hey man, I get on at the basement, I'd be like, serve. They don't want to hear that. They want a formula. Do this, this, and this. Contact this person, then tell this person this. Slap him on the left hand 3 times. Turn around, put this envelope in his hand. They want like the no, but they didn't want to hear like serve. Okay, so a lot of doors open up. Me and my wife were going different locations, and we had a chance to travel for real. Now check this out. So when I thought that music was my gift, God ended up showing me that music is not my gift. Music is the fruit. Music is fruit from my gift. So my gift is creative thinking. So whatever I sit down and put my thinking to, I'm gonna see fruit. So right now, me and my wife been doing a lot of business, and we've been seeing fruit from business that we're doing. Now, she always say she was forced into management. You were forced into being my manager?
I was.
It wasn't a pleasure?
It wasn't. It was not something that I saw myself doing. Your manager left you.
Shout out to Aunt. She thought I was
And you needed support.
and
You
she
needed
had
help.
my back for real. She had my back.
That's when I learned dealing with people. Man.
So what was the moment?
I had to get tough skin,
Mm.
but that went like I ain't wanna like. I had to get it. It changed my. It changed my personality, especially dealing with Christian people.
Anybody but Christian. I just say, hey, I'm a Christian.
And this was back in the early 2000s.
Back early 2000s.
April the 12th.
Memory lane.
April the 12th. Memory Lane.